Let's talk about this whole Paramount situation. So apparently, the people over there at Paramount are stomping their feet and acting like a damn man baby, all because um, Paramount Skydance feels that Warner Brothers that Netflix actually is got a greater chance of getting their hands on Warner Brothers Discovery catalog, and they're not liking it. So instead of just bowing out gracefully, like no, they want to act like a bunch of damn sore losers, allegedly. So this is according to the reports, because I saw a lot of reports was coming out regarding this. But World of Real had this story, and I think also who was it that where did I see the article? The Rap actually had the story. So, first, Fox Business's Charles Gasparino reports that Trump's DOJ antitrust chief is planning to launch a sweeping multi year investigation into Netflix dominance and alleged monopoly over streaming. And this is what to fatten this story up. This is if Netflix manages to get their hands on Warner Brothers Discovery, if they win the bidding war. Trump apparently is not going to be happy. Neither are the Ellisons, who they had to go through Trump to get what they need to get in order to get their hands on Paramount Plus, which they still haven't even developed that situation yet. But here y'all are trying to monopolize. It's funny how y'all pointing the finger at other people and y'all doing the same shit. So you're trying to monopolize all these other studios and things, and then you accusing the other people of doing it. And so, yeah, if Netflix happens to get their hands on Warner Brothers Discovery, now they're talking about that Trump's DOJ antitrust chief is going to launch a sweeping multi-year investigation, which means that if they were to get acquire the situation, excuse me, that they'd be caught up in court for years. So they like doing all this stunt shows and BS. Now, officials appear to be unmoved by Netflix's insistence that its recent lobbying efforts regarding Warner Brothers do not violate antitrust law. Meanwhile, Paramount Skydance, whose three bids have already been rejected by Warner Brothers, has sent a letter to Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav expressing grave concerns about what it calls the unfairness of the Warner Brothers Discovery sales process. Attorneys for Paramount Skydance argue that Warner Brothers Discovery Board has embarked on a myopic process with a predetermined outcome that favors a single bidder, which would be Netflix. The Warner Brothers Discovery Board is currently reviewing second round bids submitted on December 1st. Paramount and Skydance seeking to acquire the entire company in all cash deal, and even went to Saudi Arabia and a bunch of other, um, places to scrape up the money. Because I'm hearing that the stock over there at for Larry Ellison with Oracle is down. So they trying to scrape up all that money or whatever, just so that way they can buy it in all cash. But they're trying to get the whole company, which I'll get into the minute about the whole thing regarding CNN, because I'm starting to see what they over there trying to pull with now that they own Paramount, what they're doing at CBS. They're turning CBS into Fox News. And I got the evidence because a story came out today which corroborates my story or my theory. So they also said that Warner Brothers Discovery Board is said they're reviewing the bids, and then it's an all cash deal in Netflix and Comcast, which are bidding specifically for Warner Brothers streaming and studio divisions. Paramount's lawyers also cited Gasparino's earlier reporting that Warner Brothers board had really warmed to Netflix for several reasons, including a strong personal rapport between Zaslav and Ted Sarandos. So yes, because and we have to realize in Hollywood, it's not always about who's more qualified. A lot of it is who you know. And if David Zaslav is in good standing with Ted Sarandos and they good buddies and they go golfing or whatever it is that they do together, I'd be a little biased and be like, you know what? I'm kind of liking what these people over here doing because we hang out together and we know each other and we kind of roll in the same circles. So I might want to go with Netflix. I do feel like Netflix is starting to warm up slowly, even though I am kind of slightly a little skeptical because they said that, oh, if they do acquire Warner Brothers, we will honor the whole thing of we'll release it theatrically, the movies, because you can't just dump all that on Netflix. Netflix is overwhelming enough for me when I gotta scroll when I'm spending like hours it feels like, scrolling through all of that stuff you got on there to find something to watch. So to even add the Warner Brothers catalog on top of that, and then y'all got original movies and you don't want to put them in theaters, the theaters are already struggling trying to get things for get people to come to the movies. And for you to just go strictly streaming, you could do that with your original Netflix stuff. But if you're gonna get in bed with Warner Brothers Discovery, I do feel like you should follow the old guard of releasing stuff in theaters. Give it look, they already still sticking to the 45-day window, whatever the case is. I don't think they're gonna expand beyond that. So just do that, and then you get the exclusive release of stuff on your streaming service once it's done its big ones in the theater. So, Paramount's lawyers also cited Gasparino's early reporting that the Warner Brothers board had really warned to Netflix for several reasons. As I said about the whole Ted Sarandos thing, they said they are threatening to go hostile and appeal directly to WBD shareholders to approve its bid over Netflix because they claim it's the only one that can pass regulatory review by Trump. I did not tell you this all revolves around this man. And people are like, well, why everybody overreacted to the Trump stuff? This man sticks his hand in every damn pot. He has turned everything into a political football. Everything, even our media. So why are y'all surprised that this all roads really revolve around Trump? I mean, what more evidence we need? Paramount and everything got their stuff from Trump. Trump made a whole situation where like, oh, well, y'all need to go make a Rush Hour 4. There, word on the street is the budget for that is a little bit over $100 million, and the quiet as it's kept. Who asked for a new Rush Hour movie? If it was 15 years ago, I've been like, okay, I'm here for a Rush Hour movie. I don't care about no damn Rush Hour movie in 2025, going into 2026. This ain't Bad Boys. So, in short, the Warner Brothers board is now sifting through a new stack of offers, Netflix mostly cash, offered to acquire the film and TV divisions, Paramount Skydance fighting to buy everything outright, and Skydance uniquely pushing for a full-scale all-cash takeover. The clash between Netflix rising momentum and Paramount Skydance mounting objections underscores just how volatile and consequential this sale has become. It's a pivotal fight for the future of the industry, and given the potential headaches Warner Brothers and Netflix could face from Trump's DOJ if a deal moves forward, it will be interesting to see which way this one ultimately goes. And this basically, at the end of the day, we're all going to suffer this because why are you so hell bent on buying up Warner Brothers? You haven't even established what Paramount is yet. But to me, honestly, this is some Nazi Germany type shit. Because if you look back at history, remember the Nazis worked vehemently to Aryanize all of the media companies and institutions. And now that Trump has, at the moment, I should say, it controls the House, the Senate, and the Supreme Court. The next thing, I guess, would be to do is buy up all the media, which is literally what they did back in the days of Nazi Germany, and which basically is the whole ideal behind fascism. So, lest we forget, one of the richest oligarchs in the world, Larry Ellison, is good friends with Trump, and his son David had to go through the president in order to acquire Paramount. Now, less than 6 months of owning Paramount, he's trying to acquire another studio. And now that he's gotten his, now that he's not got, now that he hasn't gotten his way, it seemed like you're just trying to throw a temperature on him because some people said like, oh, whatever David Ellison wants, he gets. He's hell bent. Okay, that's nice, but everybody don't get what they want all the damn time. And who knows? Maybe even Warner Brothers might not even end up selling. So you thinking writing a strongly worded letter to David Zaslav is going to get you to, the studio? No, I wouldn't. I would still hold on, wouldn't do it. And this was my point because there was a story that came out earlier today. If this doesn't tell you what their agenda is, especially of trying to own up all of our media and trying to shift the way that we watch movies into a different direction. Variety just reported earlier today that newly hired CBS editor-in-chief, Bari Weiss, is moderating a town hall with that grifted ass bitch, Erica Kurt. Yeah, the one that sat up there crying, oh, my husband is over, and then feeling all up on that closet queen, JD Vance, and sit up here. And they said what did they say? The seven elements of grief. One said is grift. And that's what she is, a grifting ass bitch. And now you got Bobby Weiss, Zionist ass, about to sit down with Erica Carter do a town hall on CBS of all places. Now, if this is not telling you that they're trying to make what is considered a more centrist, liberal leaning network into more right wing, and then they're trying to, and then having evangelicals and all these conservatives sitting in the audience, because that was what came out in the story. Now, if you don't think that they're trying to turn our media into this one mind, Borg-esque, conservative fascist think tank, then I don't know what to tell y'all. And to me, it just seems like the more I point this out, the more real, the the more it's becoming a reality, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, that's the latest for now. We'll take all this with a grain of salt. I'm really, and this even more. I'm like, I don't even want Warner Brothers to sell to Skydance and David Ellison. I just feel like just focus on what you got going on over at one studio. You're trying to buy up two. So yeah, I'm not liking this at all. If this story turns out to be true, but a lot of the majors have been reporting on it. So yeah, I definitely want to hear from y'all regarding this story. What are your overall thoughts? Let me know in the comments down below.